Declaring the hearing open, panel chairperson Dr. Magdalene Ajani, who is the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Interior, said the sitting was to examine corruption, abuse of power, and human rights violations within the correctional system, with a view to identifying systematic gaps and recommending reforms.
The mandate of this panel is clear. One, to examine allegations of corruption, abuse of power, human rights violation, and other forms of misconduct against officials and institutions of the Nigerian Correctional Service, to identify systemic gaps and weaknesses that enable such misconduct, to recommend actionable measures for accountability, redress, and reform.
Health and welfare official for the Correctional Service, Abdullahi Shehu, told the panel that while Correctional Service Act 2019 provides for separate buster and training institutions for male and female young offenders, only 3 male busters homes in Abeokuta, Ilorin, and Kaduna are currently functional. He stressed the need for adequate profiling of young offenders to guide rehabilitation programs.
The Nigerian Correctional Service has a healthy collaboration with the administration of remand homes in states and approved schools and other relevant government institutions like the police, NAPTIP, the courts, and NDLEA in areas of vocational and educational training. The Nigerian Correctional Service does not engage in any informal places of deprivation of liberty for children and young persons.
Speaking for the Nigerian Society of Clinical Psychology, Dr. Abigail Oni warned that minors in adult facilities face severe emotional, psychological, and developmental trauma. She called for the immediate relocation of all underage detainees to remand homes or juvenile correctional centers, the establishment of such facilities in every senatorial district, and introduction of structured rehabilitation programs led by qualified psychologists.
The presence of minors in adult correctional facilities is unacceptable and must be addressed urgently. Our professional assessment shows that children housed in adult facilities face severe emotional, psychological, and developmental harm. We therefore strongly recommend the following. Immediate relocation of all underage detainees to appropriate remand homes or juvenile correctional facilities.
Representative of the Controller General of the Correctional Service, DCG Ibrahim Idris, said no minors were admitted into custodial centers during the last nationwide protest, noting that those arrested were rejected due to age and kept at police stations. He, however, lamented that many state government remand homes were not functioning, creating pressure to transfer underage offenders to correctional centers.
Anybody that is not up to 18, even if he commits robbery or murder case, they are taken to the remand homes, not to the prison. It is when they attain the age of majority or maturity that they will now be transferred to the prisons. Unfortunately, as we speak, most of the states' remand homes are not functioning.
In response to the presentation, Dr. Ajani directed the Nigerian Correctional Service to within 4 weeks submit a detailed report on the status and classification of the Ilorin facility, as well as to take urgent action to address poor sanitary conditions at the Abeokuta Buster home. She further ordered that a comprehensive status report on all Buster institutions, whether gazetted or not, be submitted to the panel within 2 weeks.
So as a matter of urgency, you need to report to the CG and a team should be dispatched to Abeokuta to look at the sanitary situation and rectify. Then the second one is on Ilorin. Whether it's a booster home or a halfway home, it must be clearly defined.
Panel Secretary Dr. Uju Agomo highlighted the need for a mapping of all states' facilities for young offenders, proper classification of custodial and halfway homes, and strengthening of collaboration between the Correctional Service and state agencies.
The relationship between the Nigerian Correctional Service and state agencies that provide facilities for detention of young persons. Clear strategies were recommended as to what can be done to ensure effective collaboration, especially given the fact that correctional service is now placed in the concurrent legislative list.
The day's deliberation also touched on informal detention centers, the plight of children born in female custodial facilities, drug rehabilitation for young offenders, and the need for more clinical psychologists within the system. In Abuja, I am Chimize Zadima for Signature TV.